Hello, I'm Sean, and welcome to Lesson 2 of Sitecore for Content Managers, updating content using the content editor. In this lesson, I'll do a walkthrough of how to lock items, how to update fields on items, how to preview pages and preview changes, how to submit items for approval, approving items, and publishing changes to a live site, as well as we'll do some work with the media library. So this is meant to be a quick start sort of introduction to content editing in Sitecore. I'm not going to deep dive into any of these areas, but we'll get some changes and you'll get to see the flow of how content is changed in Sitecore. All right, so let's go to Sitecore. All right, so I'm just going to log in using my content author account. I'm going to go to the content editor. So you'll notice I've got the homepage selected and there's a message here, or a couple of messages. One of them says that we need to lock this item. It also says that if we publish now, whatever is in this item version, is not going to be visible on the site. And what that means is, if you look up to the right here, you can see that this item has gone through several revisions. And the changes in version 9 are not going to go live. It's going to be the changes in version 8 that we see. So I'll explain how that all works as we go through the workflow. So let's just lock and edit this item. So what's happening here is I've got this item locked essentially so that no one else can change it. So only someone logged in as me or me can change this item, and that just prevents people from, overwriting any changes you might have in progress. If we right click here, this is a bit of a hidden feature, but right inside this bar to the left of the content tree, there is a handy feature called locked items. And what that'll do is show you items in the tree that are currently locked. And if you hover over the lock, it'll show you who has it locked. So if other people have locked items, you'll get to see that here. You can also see there was a my locked items, so we can turn that off. Just show items that you have locked, and it shows like a little icon of a person, I think. So those are the things that you have locked. So I'm just going to turn off my locked. Let's keep that on there. So now we have this item locked, so that means we can make changes. So let's go sandbox site, and we'll just add in the title here, lesson 2. So I'm just going to save that. So now I can preview this change if I want to see what this is going to look like. So what I can do is go to Publish and Preview up here in the ribbon. So now it shows the site. It's being rendered within a Sitecore. This what you see up here isn't going to be on the live site. This is the preview experience. But you can see that our changes is visible here in preview. If I go to the live site, okay, so what I need to do is I'm in a mode. Let me just get that out there. So with that closed, I could see the live site doesn't have the change. It's only in the preview. So this isn't live. This is something you can use just to see if you like how the result, the content, how it looks on your site, the result of your content change. So that's how you preview. I can close that. So that's just publish preview. And this gives you some ability as well to change your content, and there's also a simulator if you want to see, for example, what your changes would look like on a mobile device. So there's a little phone simulator. There's a lot of text in there, but that's just a nice little feature in the preview. functions. So let's just close preview. So you can see my changes made. I think it looks good now. So we're going to move to the next stage in the process. So under the Review tab, you've got these features right here, these menu items. So now that our change is made and saved, we're going to so what we could do is we have two choices here. We could check it in, or we can submit it. So let's say there's more changes coming. If that was the case, I would do a check-in, and then I could come back to this item. So checking it in means it's no longer locked. So I've checked it in. Someone else can come in now and make other changes if they want. Maybe they're going to change the image, for example. So let's do that. Lock and edit. It's locked again. I'm going to change the image now. Let's go to the media library. So this is a good thing to show. You hit browse and it'll just bring you right into the root of the media library. To get to the media folders, click on this icon over here and you can see here's the image I currently have selected. But if I want, I can choose a different image, say like this one as my banner, or maybe this one. I like this one. So let's pick that. So we've changed the image now, and then I can save this. And I can check it in again, but this time I'm going to submit it for approval. I'm going to say this is what I want. I can put a comment, which is handy. So I changed the title and background image. So now this is waiting for approval. So if we go to the workbox, you can see there's one item awaiting approval, and it's the home page that I just changed. So this is where an approver could go in and approve this change. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back here because the content author role that I'm using also has the ability to approve and publish. So we're going to do all of that from this role. This part's a little tricky because you're looking up here and you're wondering, well, why are these grayed out? It's because we have to put the item in edit mode in order to change the workflow state on it. So that's a little bit counterintuitive, I think, but that's how that works. Now that it's locked again, I can actually approve it since it's in the next. It's no longer in the draft approval state. It's now in the waiting for approval. So I can approve this. Put a comment in. So now it's approved. This version is approved. So now that we've approved that item, it'll also publish automatically. So the workflow that I've applied to the home item, the default workflow, auto approves auto publishes after approval. So this normally you would have to publish after approving, but in this case it just does that for you. I just want to show you the workflow status. So I'm just going to go to View and hit Standard Fields. So that'll show all of the sections on the home item. If we turn that off, you can see it only shows the quick info and the content specific sections. But if we open this, we can see a lot of information, a lot of metadata about the homepage item. And if you go to the very bottom, there's the workflow, and it shows that it's in approved state. So that's just handy to know if you're ever wondering what state or if your item even has workflow set up on it. So now if we go to our site, so we can see the background's changed and we have the new title. So that's the basics of the workflow that's set up in this instance of Sitecore. So let's do a little bit more in terms of changes. So I'm going to show you, that was the banner. So we went through the banner, made a title change, image change. I'll also show you, so we've got a link on this as well. Let's show that. We'll lock it. So a link allows you to put in this is a general link. It allows you to put in a lot of different link types. For example, we could link to another page in the site, and that would be the insert link. So when you do that, it brings up the content tree, and we don't have a lot of pages in the site yet, so we can just pick that. Let's say we'll just link to the home page. Let's save that. Let's go through we'll do a submit. Home page. Approve. We'll put a comment on. Go to our site. So it took the description as the link text that I typed in, and if we hit home, it just comes to the home page. So that's links. Let me just change that again. I'll set it back so you can see the general link. So if you're linking externally, you're going to use external link. So this, you can use Google. It's google.com. I'm going to move it, change it to open a new browser because it's an external link. Insert, save, submit. CTA to Google. Approve. It gets published. Refresh. Now we're Google. Opens a new tab with Google. So that's links. So let's talk about these items here. So these items are used by this part of the site, the USPs. So let me show you how that works. So that component is pulling this content, and this is a list of items. If we open one of these, opens the fields just like the home page, and you can see there's like another item, and it's got the image, the icon image, the title, and some text. So each one of these, it's pretty obvious, has all of the content for each USP. So let's add another one. So if I click on data, the data folder, and I right click, I get this menu, and I can insert a new USP here. So let's call it 6. So now we're creating a new item. So it locks it for us automatically. Let's pick icon for it. We'll go to, I don't know, pick this one, let's say, media library. So we're getting a red bar on it. The reason for that is these images are missing alt tags. Now if you hover over, over the bar, it's a little tricky because it's quite narrow, but you can see that it says alternate text is missing. So let's just go to open media library. We'll save it. So it brings us, it's jumped us, if you can see, we're in the media library now, and we have this item selected. So we're no longer on our USP6 item. We've moved down into here, into the media library. So I'm just going to lock this item to edit, and I'm going to put an alt tag on it. And this is a smartphone with thermostat. We'll save that. Okay. Head back up here. Now we don't have the red bar. Smart thermostat is our title. and just some text about this USP. Save it. So we'll go through our workflow. Added USB 6. Let's close that. It's a little distracting. All right, so we've got version 1 created by content author. Did we approve that? Not yet. So let's just, so if we refresh, you can see it's not here yet. I'm expecting it to show up in this 6th position because there's 6 of them. And then let's just do a publish preview. Okay. So the reason that message came up is because these by themselves aren't pages, and Sitecore will treat them as pages if you attempt to preview them. So what you need to do is head to home and then preview from there. And in preview mode, you can see that we've added our 6th item. So close preview. So that looks good. I'm happy with that, let's say, and I'm going to publish, approve and publish. Not a best practice to leave your comments empty, but just to get through this quickly. So we've got 6 USPs. Let's go to our site. Let's refresh. Get out of preview mode. Oops. Let's close that. Okay, so our image is missing. The reason for that is we haven't published. If I go to USPs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish this whole folder, all of these icons. So I hit publish item, smart publish, publish sub items. Related items, that's fine. So what happened is our approve publish didn't include publishing the image. So if your images don't show up, it's likely that they aren't published. All right, so that's adding another USP, adding another item. Okay, so we've made some changes to our site. Let's go back to what we've learned. So this was a quick overview of editing and making content changes in Sitecore. We updated some page content. We changed some images, the links, our CTA link, we changed title. We also added another USP to our list of USPs. We previewed changes using the preview feature in Sitecore. We submitted changes for approval, saw those appear in the workbox. We approved and published our changes, and then we did a little bit of work with the media library, and then we also got to see how sometimes publishing issues happen with images. So that's lesson 2. I'll see you in the next lesson.